Looks like we have another major update from Pearl Abyss for Crimson Desert. Now, this one brings new difficulty settings, new storage items, and new pets, and so much more. So let's dive into this and see what we got going on. Before we do, make sure you hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, if you haven't done so yet, to stay up to date with the latest news, tips, tricks, information, everything we have here at GameOut Gaming for Crimson Desert. Also hit that notification bell so you know when I have a new video posted. But let's go ahead and get into these patch notes. It reads, major updates. Now this patch adds game difficulty settings, new storage items, pets, keyboard and mouse and controller preset options, new category tabs for the inventory, new skills, improvements to distance, scenery quality, and more. So there's quite a bit packed into this update here. For the content, now you have the easy, normal, hard difficulty options have been added to settings. Play for experience, gray mains looking for more intense and thrilling combat. Hard difficulty offers a more challenging journey. For those who have enjoyed many boss fights and are looking to challenge them again, the boss rematch features allow you to face off against the bosses of your choice will be added soon. Now, for easy, reduce damage taken by the player, reduce maximum health, aggressiveness, overall speed of opponents, extended timing window for parrying and dodge, and reduces the frequency of bosses attempting to counterattack or escape when hit. The normal difficulty, this is the difficulty you have been playing so far. Hard for food items. Effects won't be applied immediately and will only take effect after the consumption animation is complete. Increase damage taken by the player, increase maximum health, aggressiveness, and overall speed of opponents, reduce timing window for parry and dodge, reduce the invincibility duration for roll, increase the frequency of bosses attempting to counterattack or escape when hit. Added additional combat patterns for certain bosses. Added the sturdy gatherables chest, which can be set up with the housing system. The sturdy gatherables chest has 1,000 slots and can be purchased from furniture shops. Materials stored in the sturdy gatherables chest can be used for crafting or refinement, even if they are not carried in your inventory. Added the cuckoo cooler and enhanced cooler and enhanced cuckoo cooler items, which can be placed with the housing system. The cuckoo cooler can be obtained through a quest, while the enhanced cuckoo cooler can be crafted. Both can be used to store food items and ingredients. The cuckoo cooler has 40 slots, while the enhanced cuckoo cooler has 330 slots. Ingredients stored in either cooler can be used for cooking, even if they are not carried in your inventory. Added the collectibles chest, which can be placed through housing mode. The collectibles chest can be used to store various quest items and crafting recipes. The collectibles chest has 1,000 slots and can be obtained through a quest. Added an outfit storage feature to the wardrobe, which can be placed through housing mode. The wardrobe can be purchased from furniture shops. Each wardrobe provides 100 storage slots, and the total storage capacity increases based on the number of wardrobes placed. The maximum outfit storage capacity is 1,000 slots. Now, added the select house option where you can change the layout of your house. This might be nice. Selectable house type unlocks based on the Greymane camp expansion level. Compact house, standard house, spacious Palanese house. Improve housing mode related UI and controls. Added a function that allows all furniture items placed through the housing mode to be retrieved all at once. Improve the Greymane camp. To avoid spoilers, changes related to this content are listed in the drop-down menu below. I'm gonna go ahead and show this, so if you wish to not be spoiled by what's in this, go ahead and fast forward now. All right, so what's the changes? After moving the camp to Paloon, you will receive the private storage item, which can be placed through housing mode. Added a well to Howling Hill. Improve the observation features so that abyss artifacts can be earned when observing a skill that has already been acquired by using abyss artifacts. Improve the following items, which were previously unstackable to now stack in the inventory. Regular abyss gears, insects, fish, and animals. Added birds as pets. You can now encounter these new companions throughout Highwell. Added the Sought Day of Bond item, which allows you to gain trust with birds. Place various types of food that birds might like on the Sought Day of Bond to feed them and gain trust. The Sought Day of Bond can be obtained through a quest. Added 5 new types of cat pets. Added a function to change the names of horses and pets. Fixed an issue where cats could remain on the player's shoulder indefinitely, contrary to the intended design. However, considering that many Greymanes actually like these cats' behavior, we have added an item that allows cats to stay on the shoulder for a longer period of time. Added an accessory slot for pets, which will allow pets to now take on a variety of roles. A wider variety of roles, Added an accessory slot for pets, which will allow pets to now take on a wider variety of roles. Sigil of Bonding. Equipping this item on a pet can ensure it to stay longer on your shoulder. Added a constabulary in the southern part of Hernan and the western, southern parts of Dominus. Damien. This is for Damien. They added a new exclusive one-handed weapon, the Sword of Starlight, which can be obtained through a quest. For Cliff and Unka, added 2 new one-handed weapons, the Tree Branch and Sturdy Tree Branch. These items can be obtained by cutting down trees and bamboo trees. Added a new tool, Sturdy Broom. For Cliff, they added the new Balthian Armor outfit. Change the name of Rekia Plate Helm to Balthian Plate Helm and improved it so that it can be equipped by Cliff. Added a secret shop in Porin where pet equipment can be purchased. Added additional outfits to certain shops, including the back alley shops. Improved the Cuckoo Flame resistant armor and the Cuckoo Ice resistant armor so that they can be dyed. Let's move this on up. Added various ores and wells across Pywell. Reduced the amount of attack and defense gained from equipment reinforcement with grindstones and anvils. All right, fixed an issue where the cloud cart could not be called. Improved the cloud cart so that it can be used as a permanent mount. Changed the cloud cart crafting mission so that it can only be completed once. Improve the prices of goods sold by Greymane NPCs so that they can be bought at a 10% discounted price. That's a good one, because when you're at your camp and the ones that's selling the items at your camp should be discounted, so it makes sense. Added livestock vendors across Pywell. Livestock such as cows, pigs, goats, sheep, ducks, and chickens can be purchased from these NPCs. Added 13 new tattoos for characters. Added a lock function that prevents selling or discarding of the selected item. Improved gathering and mining so that the quantity of items obtained is applied consistently. Improved resting in bed so that the player's character gets up immediately afterward. Improved NPCs to show a wider variety of reactions to their surroundings. As part of ongoing visual improvements, replaced select 2D visual assets to better align with the game's art design. In the mission dispatch menu, the dispatch and repeat mission buttons have been separated, allowing selection between performing a mission once or repeating it. For controls, they added a preset feature for both keyboard, mouse, and controllers. The original controllers are available via the classic preset. More detailed controller customization will be added soon. All right, let's go back up. They added a feature where when the interaction key is pressed, the corresponding action is performed immediately. For keyboard and mouse, this feature located in settings, input, keyboard, mouse customization can be used when the UI interaction section does not overlap with the keys in the default input group. If the keys overlap, that section will be highlighted in yellow. And it shows that here. If keys do not overlap, if keys overlap. All right, now for the controller, this feature can be used through the default settings in settings, input, controller customization, added the evasion control and switch roll and evasion input options. This feature allows you to choose between either the original double click, press option, or the hold option. Enabling the switch roll and evasion input option switches the controls for roll and evasion. Improved the controls for aiming, added a function that allows you to turn your lantern on and off while aiming. Improve the controls so that even when a weapon is drawn, pressing aim while there is an interactable target nearby will immediately switch to aim instead of guard. Added the using skill element option. Selecting quick slot option allows you to use the selected elements assigned for each individual input. Now change the controls for vaults. Vaults can now only be used by pressing jump while performing a different attack. Changed all interactions so that they are executed continuously while the button is held down. For keyboard, mouse, and controller, dismount and drop and cancel key buttons have been combined. Expanded the range of customizable keybinds. Changed the escape key used while under status effect to match the evade key. And for controller only, improve the map so that it can be opened by holding the DualSense touchpad or the Xbox controller's view button. For combat actions, adjusted the overall balance of bosses. Change bosses so that they are no longer immune to player attacks while performing powerful attacks. Adjusted the frequency at which bosses counterattack or escape while being hit consecutively. Adjusted the attack pattern of certain bosses. Increased damage taken from elemental status ailments. Slightly reduced the damage dealt when hitting enemies with pillars or trees. Added new charging stages for Force Palm Pulse. The skill can be charged up to 3 stages, with damage increasing progressively. Okay. Improve the overall speed of exam when examining items. Improve the speed of pushing or rotating objects during puzzles. Improved follow-up attacks so they connect more quickly even when the initial attack is blocked. Changed blinding flash so that it can also be used in areas where weapons cannot be drawn. Change blinding flash so that it can be used toward the target currently being faced during combat. Improved attack chaining after using dodge. Okay, let's do that over. Improved attack chaining after using dodge during unarmed combat. Now for Cliff, they added the skill weapon throw. Usable while dual wielding. You can weapon throw. Whoa, okay. This ability can be used with the same controls as Shield Bash. Weapons can be retrieved by pressing the same controls or by approaching it. For Cliff, they've improved the attack speed of Force Palm. They fixed an issue where the parry action after guarding would not trigger when a non-sword weapon was equipped as the primary weapon. They fixed an issue where charge could not be used with certain weapons. Improved force current so that Cliff no longer falls from ledges when using it. Hold on, let me see where I was just at. All right, for Damien and Onka, they added the skill Ambush. Added a skill that has the same effect as Cliff's Focus Force Palm. For Onka, fixed an issue where Onka could not move horizontally during vertical flight. For Onka, they've improved Onka's blaster so that it can be fired during flight. For Onka, they fixed an issue where scatter shot could be used even without bullets during backhang. Fixed an issue where scatter shot could be used even without bullets during backhang. That must be a move. I haven't really used that character that much, so I'm not sure. You guys must know. They've improved Examine so that it can be used in your inventory while mounted on a horse. Improved the brightness and detection range of the miner's lantern hat so that it can be more easily identify gatherable ores. It can now identify stone as well. They changed the healing effects displayed on targets affected by healing Force Palm. Fixed an issue where the lift interaction became unavailable when a restrained target fell into water. Fixed an issue where stamina would recover when repeatedly drawing and stowing weapons while moving. Fixed an issue where sprinting, swimming, and some other actions could not be performed while riding the Mammy's mecha horse. Fixed an issue where the character would get stuck in certain situations while operating mechanical devices. Improved spears and long swords so that their attack flows more naturally during combat. Now for Damien, improved quick reloads so that in addition to being acquirable by skill observation, the skill can also be acquired by Abyss artifacts. Quite a big update that they did. Every time they do an update, it's quite extensive. For the UI fixes and improvement, improve the inventory so that items can be viewed through category tabs. There are 5 categories: all, documents, equipment, food, materials, and others. The sort settings for each inventory category are saved and will remain in effect even after restarting the game. The same category tabs will be added to the private storage in the near future. Improve the inventory UI so that grouped icons will show an icon with a representative image of that group. The feature may be turned on or off in the settings. Play, show group icon in inventory. Separated the input options for ungroup and ungroup all items. Added filters search function to the map. Improve the map and mini maps so that icons are displayed for obtained memory fragments. After memory fragments are obtained, lanterns will no longer display a detection signal. Added a feature that allows players to choose the shape and color of map markers. Improved the map to display the stock status of shop items for shops with whom maximum trust has been reached. Improve the map and mini-map to display well icons. Improve the mini-map to display north, south, east, west. For Cliff, Damien, Onka adjusted the layout of the skills menu, improved the factions quest and challenges UI to show the number of quests and challenges available. They've improved the journal so that reward item information can be viewed, added a UI display to shops that show how many of an item the player owns. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's what I was saying just out of the blue when I was trying to pick up something from the shop. I'm like, man, I don't even know how many of these I have. So that's a good one. Improves shops buy menu to display the conditions required for purchasing deactivated items. All right, now for graphics and settings, they've improved the rendering quality of They've improved the rendering quality of distant objects and textures. The higher the graphic settings, the more enhanced the details and visual clarity will be. Fixed an additional issue where background objects that should only appear under certain conditions were always visible from a distance. Improved the visual quality of characters at long distances. Improved hair lighting in shaded areas. Improved errors and flickering related to displacement mapping, added a max size for the subtitle font size setting, improved to maintain the camera's distance to the character when adjusting the visual range, added a colorblind mode option in settings, accessibility, added a chromatic aberration option in settings, accessibility, added a photosensitive mode option in settings, accessibility. For PC, they've improved the quality of AMD FSR ray regeneration. For PC, they've improved the quality of Intel XeSS 3.0 upscaling and Intel XeSS frame generation. For Steam, they fixed an issue where actions requiring rotation of the right stick, such as nature's snare and reeling in a fishing rod, did not function properly with an Xbox controller when the enable Steam input was enabled. For Mac, reduced stuttering during gameplay. Smooth that down a little bit. For Mac again, they added a metal effects denoising upscaler option in settings, video. This option is available starting from Mac OS Tahoe. For Mac, fixed an issue where switching between multiple displays under settings, video did not work smoothly. For the Mac, they fixed an issue where the game would launch at an unintended resolution when using certain displays. For the Mac, they've improved HDR quality and allowed HDR to be enabled by default for this Mac preset when using an HDR compatible display. For the Mac, fixed an issue where the screen appeared excessively dark when disabling HDR after it had been enabled. For stability and gameplay, they changed the load menu to display a notice in a slot if the save data is corrupted or invalid. Fixed an issue that caused the game to crash if HDR was enabled on a monitor that does not support HDR. Fixed several stability and crash issues across PC, console, and Mac. Localization, they fixed various localization errors and improved localization quality across all languages. Now for others, tumbleweeds have been added to desert regions. Fixed an issue where the display weapons settings was not applied properly in certain cutscenes and gameplay situations. Fixed an issue where the target location would display incorrectly when a bounty target quest failed. Fixed the bounty system so that if the player's bounty is too high to turn in a bounty target, bringing the target to the constabulary will trigger an arrest state instead of the handover cutscene. Improved comrades' behavior so they do not attack bounty targets. Fixed an issue where after completing certain quests, tracking of the subsequent quest did not trigger properly. Improved the journal to indicate whether a quest target has been dispatched on a mission. Improved the progress display for cumulative quests such as To the Rescue. Fixed an issue where the game would occasionally close when retrying bosses as Damien or Onka. Fixed an issue where the character switch menu became available after completing a stage that automatically switched the player's character. Fixed an issue where teleporting via the map would, while mounted on Black Star, cause Black Star to become invincible or unable to move. Whoa. You can become invincible or you won't be able to move in this motherfucker. Fixed an issue where Black Star would not move when summoned from a distance. Fixed an issue where an item was displayed incorrectly when reading a memory fragment with the lantern. Fixed an issue in the prologue where enemies would not recognize the player after the player rested in the bed. Fixed an issue that caused an infinite loading screen to appear if the player was caught cheating at duo as Onka. Fixed an issue where NPCs were unable pick up items they had dropped after colliding with the player, were unable to pick up items they had dropped after colliding with players. Fixed an issue where some outfits looked unnatural depending on the player's movements. Improved the display of the horse cargo so it no longer overlaps with shields. Fixed an issue where audio did not play properly in certain situations. Fixed an issue where a certain Payloons merchant NPC would not appear in some save files. Fixed an issue where the mission would fail if a bounty target was killed after being captured. Fixed an issue where trust would not increase after giving a gift to the boss of the Beggars Alliance. Fixed an issue where the effects of the items Golden Beard and Sage's Eye did not apply properly. Fixed an issue where relevant knowledge was not acquired after interacting with the Payloon militiamen. Fixed an issue where the knowledge for Tristan, the Flame Knight, Mamie's Mechana's Knight, and Dreadnoughts could not be acquired. Fixed an issue where Greater Abyss gear could not be sold. Fixed enhancement materials, crafting materials, and reinforcement levels that have been set differently from the equipment material type. Fixed various other in-game issues. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. So there we have it. That is the complete patch notes and updates for Crimson Desert. Like I said, every time Pearl Abyss bring out an update, it's quite lengthy, quite extensive, and it's something great. So I'm still enjoying my time. I'm nowhere near done. I'm probably nowhere near half of you guys out there where you're at in the storyline. I think I'm like 25% finished, with the main story, because I like to do the side quests first as well, and then explore, and then plus I'm also just taking my time in the game as well. So it's a lot of things I haven't seen that you guys probably have seen in there. But like I was saying, every time they come out with an update, it is quite extensive and it's quite great. So let me know what you guys think about this update. Leave all your thoughts and opinions and everything into the comment. Again, I'm still enjoying every moment with Crimson Desert, so let me know if you still are as well, and how's it going for you out there as well. But this is Marquez at GameOut Gaming. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and leave it right there, you guys. This is Marquez at GameOut Gaming. I want to thank you guys for joining. Make sure you hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay up to date with the latest news, tips, tricks, information, everything we have here at GameOut Gaming for Crimson Desert. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I have a new video posted, and check that out. All right, guys, hope you have a good rest of your day. See you in the next video, and until next time, y'all, game out.
Welcome to GameOut Gaming.